the princess who dreamed the universe. In the far edge of the Andromeda corridor, where the stars fade into silence and time folds on itself, a fleet drifted without power. For 50 years it had traveled from a war long forgotten, carrying the last of humanity and fragments of countless other species who had once been enemies and now shared only exhaustion. They slept in cryo beneath the dim light of an ancient carrier called Eclipsera. The ship's heart still pulsed faintly, not mechanical, not organic, but both. No one remembered who built it. Some whispered that it had been alive long before. Anyone found it, waiting for hands to guide it through the dark. When the silence broke, it was with a sound like singing, not from the speakers or systems, but from the hull itself, a resonance that filled the corridors like breath. One by one, the sleeping pods opened. The first to wake was Commander Ilya Wren, a soldier who had lived through the fall of Earth's last citadel. Her memories returned in fragments, the storm over Tokyo base, the alien storm ships blotting out the sun, the strange light that turned soldiers into statues of ash. Then nothing, until the song. The corridors of Eclipsera were glowing now, veins of light crawling along the walls. She found others awake, a pilot from Mars, a medic from Europa, a child who shouldn't have survived cryo. But the ship's AI was dead. The navigation systems pointed nowhere. Outside, space itself shimmered, the stars bending as if viewed through liquid glass. When Ilya tried to call command, her voice came back a second later, her own words, spoken by someone else. In the reactor core, they found the source, a sphere of silver fluid pulsing like a living heart, whispering in dozens of voices at once. When they came closer, the voices aligned into one. A woman's voice, calm and luminous, older than any language they knew. "I am awake," it said. "You carried me far enough." The ship shuddered, and for a moment they saw her, a figure of light, tall and graceful, wearing no armor, no crown, but radiating the quiet authority of something divine. The child, only 10 years old, whispered, "It's her? The one from the old stories." The medic stared. "What stories?" "The princess," the child said, eyes wide. "The one who sleeps between stars." Ilya remembered fragments of old myths. The alien princess who crossed galaxies in living ships, who hid from something called the tide. The image flickered again. The figure looked at her. "You are not my people," it said, "but you found my body. That makes you my voice." Then the lights died, and the singing became screams. Every screen on the bridge showed the same image, a face forming out of static, hollow-eyed, whispering a single phrase. "It found me." The hull sensors detected something beyond the ship, a structure so large it wrapped around them like a sphere of shadow. The medic whispered, "It's a planet." But the readings said there was no mass, no surface, no matter, only pressure, like being inside an enormous throat. The ship began to move, not by engines but by gravity itself, pulled toward the darkness. The fluid heart pulsed faster, trying to resist. The voice of the princess returned, strained. "The tide is here. It is not a thing. It is forgetting. It unravels what remembers itself." The crew tried to shut down power, but Eclipsera wasn't listening anymore. Through the viewing dome, the black planet was opening, not with light, but with absence, a hole swallowing the stars behind it. Within the void, shapes flickered, towers, wings, faces, and then nothing. The pilot whispered, "It's beautiful." Then he was gone. A smear of light burned into the floor, no body left. Ilya felt her thoughts slipping, names melting, faces blurring. The ship's memory logs began rewriting themselves in languages she didn't know. She clutched the child's hand, trying to anchor them both. "Stay awake," she said. "Don't forget your name." But the child looked up at her and said, "It's already inside us. She said so. Then the princess's voice cut through the static. I can hold it one last time, but I need a mind to anchor me. Ilya Wren, will you dream with me? Ilya saw her reflected in the glass, the alien woman's eyes superimposed over her own. She felt both terror and longing. If I say yes, she asked. You will not survive, said the voice, but you will remember what must not be lost. The ship groaned as if alive, the walls stretched and tore, the crew screamed as light poured from their eyes. Ilya held the child and whispered, Close your eyes and listen. Then she stepped into the core. There was no explosion, no sound, just silence as the ship turned into a single beam of light that stabbed through the black planet, cutting it open from within. Through the wound spilled something radiant, fragments of cities, songs, stars, memories escaping oblivion. The darkness recoiled, folding in on itself, and vanished. When the storm passed, only debris remained, scattered across the void. Centuries later, a new generation of explorers found fragments of Eclipsera drifting near the Perseid expanse. The ship's metal was fused into glass, but inside one surviving core module, they found a single stasis pod still active. A woman slept inside, surrounded by thin threads of silver light curling like roots into the walls. Her face was calm, her heartbeat steady. When the pod opened, her eyes glowed faint gold and violet. She looked at the explorers and whispered, Where am I? The commander of the expedition swallowed hard. You're safe, he said. We found you drifting. She smiled faintly. You didn't find me, she said. You answered me. Outside, their scanners picked up a new signal forming in deep space, the same song Eclipsera once carried. Across the galaxy, other ships began to hum in resonance, metal trembling as though something older than time itself had taken a breath. In every ship, every station, every lonely mining outpost, people heard a voice in their dreams, soft, beautiful, full of sorrow. I remember. Do you? And somewhere beyond the edge of the map, in the space where the stars are born and die at the same time, the alien princess opened her eyes fully for the first time in an age, and the universe shivered, remembering her name.